So for my player, I typically like to have a real off season, man. So one of the first things I do is I'll go and I'll play around with the body type. You know, may changes depending on what it's looking like for that year. I might change and make them buff or however, you know, depending and if I still got like Gatorade opportunity where I can still go to the Gatorade facility and work out and get some workouts, I'll probably incorporate that as well in my off season tasks and workouts. But if I'm already maxed it out, I ignore it. I don't even do that. I just go, you know what I'm saying, change the body type or whatever if I want to. If I want to come back buff or balanced or whatever, you know, that's one of the first things I do in the off season. Now, this off season was typically different because you got FIBA play going on. And this might actually my first time really diving into the whole FIBA thing. Now, last season, when it came down to FIBA, I did the exhibition. Obviously, you got a chance to play with some of the players that you are going to typically play that I'm in now after, you know, won our second back-to-back championship. We got the off season and we playing in the FIFA games. Man, these games, man, definitely recommend playing your FIBA games in the off season, man, because it is an experience. I enjoyed it. So now, first, you're going to play 2 qualifying games. You're going to get the 2 qualifying games out. That's pretty much to see how the bracket going to be or whatever. And then when you actually inside the tournament, right? So for me, we had to play Canada in the semifinals, in the tournament, man. It was crazy, man. It was a crazy, crazy game, man, against Canada, man. You got Shea Gilchrist, Alexander. You got Jamal Murray, Dylan Brooks. You know, Edie was going crazy, man. And I'm like, what's up with this, man? He was best enduring up. I had to put Kevin Durant on him, man. But it was a crazy game, man. Check out some of these highlights.
Now here's Sharp. And the layup is good. Back to Sharp. Beyond the arc. Shot's good. SGA making the play.
Flow. Now it's time for their defense to turn up the heat a little.
Oh! All right, man. It's that time now. It's that time now. I told y'all this game is crazy. Now, we started the game off 9-0. You know, we was able to manage to get back in the game, but Canada is not letting up. They is making this a game. As you can see right now at halftime, the score is 57-57, man. This is just the semifinals. This ain't even a championship game. This is semifinals. But to me, I feel like this is the championship game. Whoever wins this, winning it all.
Clark with the screen to the paint. Curran with a steal. MP with it. Now Gilgeous-Alexander defending. Shot and game clock separated by 5. And here's MP from outside. Now it's a 6-point USA lead.
And the 3 ball is just another way.
These guys have come out with...
Oh, MP! An emphatic finish.
So we was able to beat Canada to move on to the next round, which we would play against Australia, man. But this was a classic game. It was a dope game. They really made me come out and play. You know what I'm saying? But it felt good representing my country, man. But battling against Shea Gilchrist, Alexander, and the rest of them guys, it was definitely a classic barn burner type of game. All right, so we ain't got to dive in this too much. Y'all already see that we destroyed Australia, man. We end up getting gold, winning the title.
Congratulations to the USA, your FIBA champions.
This is what it's all about, for your city or your franchise, but for your country. All 12 of these guys will go down as legends in their homeland.
A tremendous effort, all tournament.
Dope experience, man. So now we're going to move on to the next phase of what we did in our offseason. Doing the FIBA games, I typically go do open run. Now, when I don't play FIBA games, this is the first thing I do. One of the main things I do is go open runs, play with different free agents, different players that I want to recruit to come play with me if possible. But it's mainly for me to get familiar with different players and recruit. After we finish with FIBA play, after we done recruiting and the open runs, now we get to the part where now we can see how the offseason went, as far as free agents, where players went, if players stayed where they was originally at, or if they left to go somewhere else. Now, as you can see, I play for the Chicago Bulls. We picked up Nikola Jokic. I wasn't happy about this pickup originally. I wanted to try to convince Kevin Durant to not retire, to come back, so I definitely invited him to some open runs. He played in FIBA play with me, but I guess his decision was final. He retired, so in return, they replaced him with Nikola Jokic. Now, once you finish your free agency and you seeing where all the big-name free agency goes, now You want to make a decision on where do you want to sign your contract at. Do you want to stay where you at, or do you want to go somewhere else? But keep in mind, if you leave, your dynasty points start over. So if you leave your organization and you go somewhere else, it's going to reset it all over again, and you got to do it over. Now, if you're somebody like me who care about your dynasty points, and you trying to keep building on, especially after coming back from being back-to-back champs, you're trying to go for a third, you just stay where you stay put like I did, man, and just suck it up and just play with Yoki. And now we back to the fun part. So now you know who your teammates are, you know who's on the roster, whatever. This is the next part of my off-season phase. I invite my teammates to my court, and we'll battle it out. You know what I'm saying? We'll play knockout, 1-on-1s, 3-on-3s, 2-on-2s. And obviously, you only can invite 5 teammates to your my court at a time. So you'll just invite 5, work out with them, then go to the next zone. It's always you got all 15 players worked out on that. It gets you familiarized with the players that you acclimated into the roster, as well as the players that's already been there, and see if they got better. You know, and obviously when you become a superstar, you control the minutes. So I also use that to determine who's going to start, who's coming off the bench, who's going to get what minutes or whatever, based off how they performed in the mock court. Okay, so after we finish working out with our teammates in my career, now I go do some individual workouts with Lethal Shooter. You know, in the off season, he off with 5v5. We'll play some 5v5. We'll get some shots up to work on our hot zones. Once you leave Lethal Shooter, you want to come over to Street Kings. This is an option I always use, a regimen I use sometimes, depending on where I'm at in my career. So if I'm still working on like bad specializations, I'll definitely utilize Street Kings. And I normally don't max out my player right away. You know what I'm saying? I like to have something to work on each year. So a lot of times, my first season, I might play with a 75 or 80. You did my second season, I may play with an 83, 85, depending on how the season goes. You know, a lot of times I don't max out my players. Obviously, this one I did a little different because you got bad, like I said, you got bad specializations that they offer them max plus 2s, max plus 1s, and then you get your cap breakers or whatever. So you can also work on some of those things. So this year, I didn't do Street Kings. I went over to the Hardwood Classic to win a Hardwood Classic tournament.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Hardwood Hall Classic. 3-on-3, best of 3. We're hard champs. Let's go. We got one. We got one.
All right, so now we get into the ending part of our off season, and one of the main things I do to highlight my experience in my off season, I gotta have media day. So I'll stand there, you know what I'm saying, and get some pictures with the paparazzi or whatever right before we put our very final practice in, before we actually play the first game of the next season. So this is probably the last process of what we do. We come into the practice facility, we'll get some pictures in, and then we'll go over and we'll do the scrimmage in. Oh, man, check this out. Y'all ain't never seen a player fly into the arena on a jetpack, man. My boy doing something different, man. He flying in, back-to-back champion, back-to-back finals MVP. He letting y'all know he coming in with style, man. And he ain't even in his own city. We in New Orleans right now, man. So we out here like it's Hurricane Katrina, like it's water on the floor. We ain't even trying to touch none of that, man. We flying right on in, man. So this is one of the perks and one of the fun moments that we have right before we play. You get to see us coming in on a jetpack. Then you're going to see us hit the red carpet. You know, that's what I call it. Okay, so I hope y'all enjoyed my process of my off season, from the FIFA games to going to the open runs, getting my shots up with Lethal Shooter, everything else, man, to this red carpet, to us coming in on the jetpack, man. I really enjoyed it. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Follow, subscribe, man, and hit the comments and let me know what y'all do.